Good morning, Britannia, and hello to the rest of the world. Welcome to Tousi TV, the morning brief, and the latest news headlines. Up to 50 Labour Party parliamentarians are going to be rebelling against the Prime Minister Keir Starmer today and this week in the House of Commons. This is the second time rebellion has already started against the new socialist government, this time over the winter fuel allowance. Elon Musk is now warning the European Union over the authoritarianism and over-regulation against individual freedom and business opportunities. And finally, it's a big week and it's a big day in the UK as a huge number of criminals and prisoners are being released as we speak early before completing their sentences. Let's start by talking about the first update, which is the rebellion in Parliament. We've been used to over the last few years of having rebellions inside the Tory parliamentary party against various Tory prime ministers and cabinets. But now we have a new government. The new socialist government is already getting rebellions. It's already been about 15 minutes since they've been in power. And this is the second time we are seeing some rebellion. 50 Labour MPs are not going to be supporting Keir Starmer's policy to remove the winter fuel allowance for a huge number of pensioners who would not be able to pay their heating bills this winter. Keir Starmer is still confident, of course, because he has a massive majority in the House of Commons. He's also come out when he was asked about the prospects of the whips being withdrawn from these Labour MPs. He actually said, well, this will be a matter for the chief whip. We are going in to vote. I'm glad that we are having a vote because I think it's very important for Parliament to speak on this. But every Labour MP was elected on the same mandate as I was, which was to deliver the change that we need for the country. This is where a lot of people have a problem. The electorate and also some of the members of each political party, because parties could come up with vague, broad ideas in their manifesto. For example, saying, I want to make things nice. But they don't really say how. So when they're in power, they say, well, in order to make things nice, we're going to have to destroy those who are not nice. And then they say, well, if you don't support it, that means you're not supporting the mandate. This is a big problem that needs to be addressed. Now, moving slightly next door to the European Union, of course, the EU are having a massive battle with Elon Musk and anybody who likes freedom. And of course, they're also increasing their authoritarianism and their over-regulation and their new laws, which is not democratic. They are being imposed onto the member states, the 27 member states of the European Union. Of course, the United Kingdom have officially left the EU. Well, we have still thousands of EU laws in place in the UK, but we are not tied to anything ongoing except for Northern Ireland, unfortunately, who are still linked to the single market and the customs union. But Elon Musk has come out to warn the EU, saying a thorough review of EU regulations to eliminate unnecessary rules and streamline activity in Europe would revitalize growth and strengthen competitiveness. Things should be default illegal rather than default illegal. Of course, this is coming in the middle of this battle that he has with the Eurocrats in regards to what's going on with his platform X. We also have an update later on about Elon Musk and his battle with the United Kingdom, as the British parliamentarians are also making a move against him. Now, finally, in the UK, we have a number of prisoners, over almost 2,000 criminals who are being released early today and this week and going forward. 1,750 inmates are being freed without completing their sentences and without going through the full process of rehab, which means, of course, that they haven't had time to actually give them any opportunity to see if they are ready to integrate back into society. A lot of people are coming out to warn against it, saying these people, so many of them will be forced to come back because they have nothing else to do. They will be going back into a life of crime, and that means that they will eventually return to prisons anyway. The Chief Inspector of Prisons, Charlie Taylor, said, it's a risky time with so many prisoners coming out at the same time. Normally, there are about 1,000 prisoners coming out a week. Most of those 1,000 prisoners will still come out this week. But on top of that, we've got 1,700 other prisoners, but then in October, we have another tranche of around 2,000 coming out as well. Inevitably, that puts some risk into local communities and greater strain on already stretched probation services. That's the biggest part, because they have to have a process in order to integrate back into society, and unfortunately, there's not enough time. Ladies and gentlemen, this was another episode of the Morning Brief, which comes to you guys every day at 11 a.m. UK time. We also have a new schedule as of today. Of course, we have the morning shows. Then we've got the afternoon shows at 1 p.m. UK time, and the evening shows at 7 p.m. UK time every day, except for today, because we're having Tousi live, our first Tousi TV live show with a live audience. Which will be coming to you guys at 6 p.m. UK time. But of course, going forward, we'll have our new schedule. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.